Ever wondered about the world of edible flowers? Do they really exist? And are they safe to consume? Let's dive in. Edible flowers, a delightful fusion of culinary art and horticultural beauty, have been gracing plates and tantalizing taste buds for centuries. Their history is as rich and vibrant as their colors, with records of their use dating back to Roman times, and even further to the Chinese, Indian and Middle Eastern cultures. They were not just used for their aesthetic appeal, but also for their medicinal properties and unique flavor profiles. Today, the culinary world continues to explore the vast potential of these floral wonders, incorporating them in a myriad of dishes. From salads to desserts, cocktails to main courses, edible flowers add an enchanting touch of elegance and a burst of flavor that can elevate any meal from ordinary to extraordinary. But it's not just about the aesthetics and flavors. Edible flowers are also packed with nutritional benefits. Many of these floral delights are rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, making them a healthy and delicious addition to your diet. Think of them as nature's way of combining health and beauty in one delightful package. Imagine a vibrant nasturtium lending a peppery punch to your salad, or a delicate pansy adding a touch of sweetness to your dessert. Picture the calming aroma of lavender in your tea, or the cool cucumber-like flavor of borage in your cocktail. With edible flowers, the culinary possibilities are as endless as your imagination. But these floral wonders are not just confined to the kitchen. They also add a splash of color and a hint of whimsy to your garden. Growing edible flowers is a rewarding hobby that can bring beauty to your surroundings and flavor to your table. So, can you really eat flowers? Absolutely. Just like fruits and vegetables, flowers can be a delicious and nutritious part of our diet. But remember, not all flowers are edible and safe to consume. It's important to know which ones you can eat and how to prepare them properly. Indeed, edible flowers are more than just a pretty face. They serve as both decoration and food. From garden to plate, they offer a unique blend of beauty, flavor and nutrition that is truly a feast for the senses. So are you ready to explore the wonderful world of edible flowers? Let's move on to some popular varieties that you can start with. Now that you know a bit about edible flowers, let's explore some popular ones you might encounter. First up, we have nasturtiums. These vibrant flowers are not only a feast for the eyes, but also for the palate. With a taste profile that's similar to watercress, they bring a peppery kick to your dishes. They're also rich in vitamin C. Growing them, they're pretty low maintenance, thriving in full sun and well-drained soil. Next we have pansies. These beautiful flowers come in a wide variety of colors and patterns, making them a perfect garnish for your culinary creations. Their taste is mild, somewhat grassy, making them a versatile addition to salads or desserts. Pansies are a good source of vitamin C and A. To grow pansies, they prefer cool temperatures and a well-drained soil. Our third flower is lavender. Known for its calming aroma, it also adds a floral and slightly sweet flavor to dishes. Lavender is rich in calcium and vitamin A. To grow lavender, ensure it receives full sun and is planted in well-drained soil. Last but not least, we have borage. This flower, with its vibrant blue petals, has a taste reminiscent of cucumber. It's a wonderful addition to drinks, salads, or even as a garnish. Borage is rich in omega-6 fatty acids and is known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Growing borage is easy, as it's a hardy plant that thrives in most conditions. These edible flowers each have their unique charm and taste, making them a delightful addition to your culinary adventures. Remember, when adding flowers to your food, a little goes a long way. It's not just about the aesthetics, but also about enhancing flavors and creating a unique dining experience. So why not try adding some pansies to your salad, or perhaps a sprinkle of lavender to your lemonade? The possibilities are endless. Happy cooking! Having learned about some popular edible flowers, you might wonder, how can you incorporate them into your meals? The culinary uses of edible flowers are as diverse as their vibrant colors. Their unique flavors and textures can add an exciting twist to your usual recipes, turning everyday meals into culinary masterpieces. From salads to desserts, cocktails to infusions, let's explore the many ways these botanical beauties can enhance your dishes. Imagine a fresh garden salad, its crisp greens punctuated with the peppery bite of nasturtium leaves and the subtle sweetness of pansy petals. Or consider a creamy dessert topped with lavender flowers, their fragrant aroma infusing the dish with a hint of the Mediterranean. Edible flowers can turn even the simplest dishes into a feast for the senses, but the magic doesn't stop at solid foods. Drinks too can benefit from a floral touch. A sprig of borage or a few lavender buds can create a stunning garnish for your favorite cocktail or mocktail, adding not just visual appeal, but also a unique flavor profile. And what about a hot summer day cooled down with an ice-cold infusion of hibiscus flowers? Their tart, cranberry-like flavor a delightful surprise in every sip? Baking aficionados, you're not left out. Picture a batch of cupcakes, their frosting adorned with delicate violets, or a loaf of bread baked with the earthy, slightly sweet marigold petals mixed into the dough. The possibilities are as endless as your creativity. Moreover, cooking with edible flowers is not just about taste. It's also a celebration of nature's bounty, a way to bring the beauty of the garden onto your plate. It's about transforming the act of eating into an immersive sensory experience, where every bite is a discovery, every meal a work of art. So start experimenting. Play with flavors, mix and match, let your imagination run wild. Whether you're a seasoned chef or a home cook, edible flowers offer a world of culinary possibilities waiting to be explored. As you can see, with a touch of creativity, edible flowers can transform ordinary dishes into extraordinary creations. Before you start munching on every flower you see, it's crucial to learn about safety and preparation. Now, let's dive into the fascinating world of edible flowers. As with any food, it's essential to identify your ingredients correctly. Not all flowers are safe to eat, some can be quite toxic. Therefore, educating yourself about different varieties is key. So, how do you identify edible flowers? Well, it's always a good idea to consult a reliable guidebook or resource. There's a vast array of edible flowers from the subtly sweet viola to the peppery nasturtium, and each has its own unique look and taste. It's also important to remember that while a flower might be edible, other parts of the same plant might not be, so always do your research. As for harvesting, the best time to pick edible flowers is in the morning, after the dew has evaporated but before the heat of the day. This is when the flowers are at their freshest and most flavorful. When harvesting, ensure you're using a clean pair of scissors or secateurs and always handle the flowers gently to avoid bruising. Now, on to preparation. After picking, edible flowers should be gently washed and patted dry. It's a good idea to taste each flower before using it in cooking, as the flavor can vary greatly. And remember, less is more. The flavors of edible flowers can be quite strong, so it's best to start with a small amount and adjust to taste. Lastly, let's talk about some flowers that should never be eaten due to toxicity. These include foxglove, lily of the valley, and oleander, amongst others. Again, it's essential to do your homework before eating any flower. With these safety tips in mind, you can safely explore the colorful world of edible flowers. So go ahead, take a bite and savor the beauty you can taste. If you're feeling inspired and want to grow your own edible flowers, here are some gardening tips. Starting off, it's all about the soil. A well-draining soil is essential for most edible flowers. You can enrich your soil with organic matter like compost or well-rotted manure to provide nutrients. If you're planting in pots, ensure they have holes at the bottom for drainage. Next, let's talk about sunlight. Most edible flowers thrive best in full sun. That's around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day. However, some like pansies and violas can tolerate a little shade. So, make sure to check the sunlight requirements of the specific flowers you're planning to grow. Watering is crucial too. While it's important to keep the soil moist, overwatering can lead to root rot and other diseases. A good rule of thumb is to water when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Now, on to pest control. An organic approach is always best when growing edible flowers. You can use natural predators like ladybugs to keep pests at bay. For fungal diseases, a homemade spray of baking soda and water can do the trick. And lastly, don't forget to feed your plants. A slow-release organic fertilizer can provide the nutrients they need to bloom. Remember, healthy plants are less likely to succumb to pests and diseases. Patience is key in gardening. Don't be disheartened if your plants don't flower right away. They need time to establish and grow strong. In the meantime, take delight in the process and the greenery they bring. One more tip, always remember to keep a gardening journal. Documenting your journey will help you learn and improve over time. Plus, it's a great way to appreciate your progress and the beauty of nature. With these gardening tips, you're now ready to start your own edible flower garden. Happy gardening!